In this life, each of us can become fertile soil, where seeds of kindness are sown. But do we have enough patience, enough compassion to nurture them? Or are we too busy chasing the fruits, forgetting how to live beautifully from the roots? The story below is a simple testament. An old monk, a lost young man, and a quiet garden that opened a path of transformation. Beginning with a small act, yet containing a profound truth. Sow seeds of kindness, and you will harvest peace. Halfway up the mountain stood an ancient temple. Its moss-covered roof welcomed the wind and clouds in silence, season after season. Behind the temple lay a large garden filled with green vegetables, wildflowers, and a few humble fruit trees. No one but the elderly monk cared for it. Every day he bent over to till the soil, plant seeds, pull weeds, water the plants, and speak to them with peaceful eyes and mindful hands. One day a young man arrived. He wasn't from the village, nor was he a devotee. His eyes were weary, his appearance tired, as if he had just walked through many storms. He asked to stay at the temple for a while. Not for any specific reason, only to find a quiet place. The monk agreed. He did not ask about the past, nor inquire about the future. He simply told the young man, "If you can, join me in the garden each day." At first, the young man didn't understand why a monk would spend so much time tending a garden. His heart was still full of turmoil, of pain, misunderstanding, and the scars left by helping others and being betrayed. He had closed his heart and lost trust in people. But still, he followed the monk's words, partly out of respect, partly to keep himself busy and escape his thoughts. The work in the garden was simple: digging soil, planting seeds, pulling weeds, watering rows of vegetables. It seemed meaningless, but the monk did it slowly and with extraordinary focus. One morning, the young man asked, "Master, why don't you do something greater? How can tending a garden make any difference?" The monk smiled, pointing to a row of mustard plants blooming with yellow flowers. "See that? A mustard seed is as small as a speck of dust, but with care it still blooms. Compassion is the same. A look, a comforting word, a small act can save someone from falling into despair." The young man fell silent. From that day on, he began watching the monk more closely, from the way he picked up wilted leaves to how he quietly shared water with a sparrow that flew down to drink. One day, a heavy rain came. The garden was flooded. Plants were knocked down, soil washed away. The young man said in frustration, "All those months of work and now it's all gone. Wasn't it pointless?" The monk replied, "Nothing is truly lost. The soil can be restored, and seeds can be planted again. What matters is that, while caring for the garden, we were also planting seeds of compassion and patience in our hearts. That is something no rain can wash away." Those words struck deep. The young man realized he had lived many years with expectations, helping others to be recognized, giving in hopes of being loved. When those hopes weren't met, he withdrew and grew bitter. But here, the monk expected nothing in return, not from the plants nor from anyone watching. He simply sowed seeds, quietly, like a cultivator of kindness in the world. From then on, the young man rose earlier. He learned to tend the soil without rushing, to water the plants without waiting for blossoms. One day, seeing a caterpillar eating the leaves, he was about to remove it when the monk stopped him. "These plants feed people, but caterpillars are also sentient beings. If you must remove it, do so gently. Don't kill it. Compassion excludes no one." Hearing this, his clenched hand slowly loosened. Somehow his heart had begun to change, softer, lighter, like the earth after a rain warmed by sunlight. By season's end, the garden bore fruit. The young man took a basket of vegetables down to the village to give to an elderly woman living alone. He smiled for the first time in months, a smile not for receiving, but for giving. Back at the temple, he asked the monk, "I no longer feel as burdened as before, but I still haven't done anything big." The monk nodded and spoke gently. "The fact that your heart has changed is already something big. Everyone wants to change the world, but the world only changes when each person changes themselves. Every time you plant a seed of compassion, no matter how small, it transforms a part of this life's suffering." The young man stayed for another season before moving on. But when he left, he carried with him a garden in his heart, where each day he continued sowing seeds of kindness through his eyes, words, and way of living. Not every kind act blooms instantly, but if we patiently sow seeds with sincerity and compassion, those seeds will never be lost. Quietly, they will grow, and one day offer shade, not only to us, but to others. Happiness is not in the destination. It is in how we walk the path, and in each seed of kindness we leave behind along the way. Have you planted a seed of kindness today? If this story touched your heart, please share it with loved ones, and leave a comment below to help spread compassion. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay inspired by more heartwarming and meaningful stories to come.